So this here is the brand new 13-inch M1 MacBook Pro. It's one of the first Macs that highlights the transition to Apple Silicon with the new M1 chip. M1 integrates an 8-core CPU, 8-core GPU, a 16-core Neural Engine, I/O, and much more, all onto a single power-efficient system chip. This results in incredible performance and hours more battery life. We were hearing crazy numbers during Apple's One More Thing keynote: 20 hours of battery life, the ability to edit streams of 4K video. It all seemed a little too good to be true, but having one in my hands now, I'm happy to report that Apple exceeded all of my expectations. They shattered all my expectations. Like, these M1 Max guys, oh my goodness, they are on a completely different level. What is up, my friends? It's Ray back here, and today we're going to be checking out the brand new 13-inch M1 MacBook Pro. The model that I have here features 16 gigs of unified memory, 512 gigabytes of SSD storage, and of course that new Apple M1 chip. It is very rare that I treat myself to a new daily driver computer, like I do so every few years, but given the current climate, my 2016 15-inch MacBook Pro showing its age and the impressive performance out of these new M1 chips, the recipe was just right for an upgrade. So let's not waste any further time. Let's unbox this thing and see if its performance lives up to the hype. Oh my goodness, they brought back the startup sound. Finally, they brought back the startup sound. Yes! So I've been thinking about this. The magic of video editing is that it basically allows you to time hop. Like, I am now 2 days into the future after filming that unboxing. Like, we could very well call ourselves time splitters. We could do something cool, start a trend. Video editors are time splitters, right? I don't know, just a random thought. Anyway, I am now 2 days into the future after I filmed that unboxing, and I've had some serious time with my new computer to really put things to the test. Let me start out by saying that I've been editing videos for over the past 10 years, and I've been using MacBooks since about 2009. I've had about 3 or 4 15-inch models over that period of time, and each of them helped me get through work, school, and even produce some of the videos that you see here on my channel. The new 13-inch M1 MacBook Pro is by far, without question, the best MacBook, hands down, that I've ever used. This is no exaggeration. M1 is a complete game changer. When Apple was sharing what these M1 processors could do on stage during their keynote, it kind of did make things feel a bit exaggerated because their claims were really astronomical, but having gotten hands-on, I can tell you guys that is not the case. Once I transferred all my files and everything over to the new 13-inch over from my old 15-inch, I have not looked back. I do not miss that thing. This little guy outperforms the top-of-the-line 2016 MacBook Pro by a mile, or if we're talking in measurements, even an acre. It is that far ahead. The past few videos that you saw here on my channel, including this one, were edited on the new M1 MacBook Pro, and things have just been buttery smooth from start to finish. Exporting times were also significantly faster. Through all of my creative work, whether it was editing photos or pushing things with 4K video, the MacBook remained completely silent. The fan isn't even audible on this thing. That is wild. If it were any of my other MacBooks that I've had in the past, it would sound like a 747 taken off, especially when exporting a video. Another thing that downright impressed me was battery life. Battery life is rated at an insane 20 hours on the new M1 MacBook Pro, and no matter what I tossed at this thing, editing and exporting video, browsing on Chrome, editing photos, I do some intensive tasks on a daily basis, and even so, take a look at my battery usage chart. I managed to get over 12 hours from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. and still had 15% left to spare. Unbelievable. Even as a power user, you're gonna be able to achieve some ridiculous battery life out of this laptop. So in short, this 13-inch MacBook Pro is a creative powerhouse packed into a tiny ultra portable laptop. We thought that this thing was not gonna deliver because those claims again were astronomical, but Apple delivered. I do not miss my 15-inch MacBook Pro like at all. To close out my thoughts here, there were literally thousands of things that could have gone terribly wrong with this transition to Apple Silicon, but Apple delivered with M1 and far exceeded my expectations. They shattered them. It outperforms my current 15-inch MacBook Pro by a mile and gives me that ultra portable form factor that I've always wanted. In many ways, this is my dream MacBook come true. If you're on the fence about upgrading or worried about specific apps working with the transition to M1 processors, don't be. From a user perspective, I was very nervous about this as well, but you're gonna barely notice the change here and gain a huge boost in performance. I also think the transition to M1 here represents an even greater value for Macs. Oftentimes, people would complain about Apple products being overpriced, but you get what you pay for, a high quality product that just works, and now that translates over to the Mac as well. $699 for the new Mac Mini, $999 for the new MacBook Air, and $1299 for the MacBook Pro are just excellent price points for the performance behind these machines. Also note that these are entry-level Macs, so if this insane performance is possible out of these, who knows how far the even bigger ones will go. So if there's anything that you want to see about the new M1 MacBook Pro, let me know in the comments box down below. Anywho, that's about it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it and found it helpful. If you did and liked what you saw, be sure to give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button because it always helps out the channel. And until the next one, I'll catch you guys later. Peace!